Can we just begin by talking about what that acquisition added in terms of the existing Ellies businesses as we know them?
Well, the Powerline Africa is really complementary to Megatron. Megatron being an infrastructure electronics business, the substations, mini substations, etc. Powerline Africa builds the overhead the big cables, 400 volt overhead cables for running 100-kilometer runs, etc.
Okay.
And they've been working together with Megatron on a lot of projects into Africa, so it was very synergistic to the business.
Right. And so by acquiring Powerlines Africa, so what are you adding? You're adding the Powerlines transmission business onto your existing business?
100%. And where the synergies come as well, for example, where we're working in Lubumbashi in DRC,
right.
We've got 2 kitchens, 2 residentials, 2 project managers. Now we'll be able to have the synergies and actually have one set of kitchens, one project. So the synergies are all there.
When I look back over your acquisitions, I'm seeing a very big concerted effort to grow the power division of the company, because as we were discussing earlier, virtually before the Megatron business was acquired, it was zero, and now we're talking about a business that comprises a third of your existing business. What's the plan there, and what's the plan going forward?
Well, when we took on Megatron, and initially we wanted to get into the infrastructure electronics business. And having taken Megatron as an acquisition, we wanted to grow it. We had a long-term plan. And this is all part and parcel of the plan to kind of offer a one-stop solution for projects into mines and for governments into Africa. We still believe there's fantastic growth to be had in Africa. Powerlines Africa doesn't work in South Africa whatsoever. It's only doing business in Africa.
Right.
So that's part of our whole drive to increase our business into Africa.
Do you see a possibility one day of the power division perhaps comprising half? Do you have a target there on what you want the power division to do to the rest of the group?
Well, we kind of got an idea that possibly 2 years down the line, the Ellies power division will be of equal size to the traditional Ellies business, which is the Ellies LSAT.
So this adds 200 million rand at the top line level, 200 million rand at the revenue level, and that of course adds to the 1.1, 1.2 billion rand that we saw in the previous year. Are there perhaps more acquisitions down the line here? Do you see opportunity for more?
We're always open to discussing things with company. You know, it's never ever hurt talking to somebody.
I'm trying to look at you and see whether there's a deal in your eyes or not.
Well, if something makes sense, not at the moment. We try and bed this one down first.
Sure.
You know, acquisitions aren't easy. It's more than just the rands and cents. It's about merging the cultures and getting the people working together. So we have been talking to numerous companies, but we're very, let's call it fussy on who we take aboard.
Yeah.
And especially with Powerline Africa, the people, the culture, and that's very similar to ours, and we find that the working ahead will be far easier.
Yeah. Last week we saw that rush for tickets for the World Cup, and of course you guys are one of the companies that are benefiting hugely, if I may say so, from the FIFA World Cup. How is demand for those decoders?
Demand's fantastic. You know, I've always said in a stadium can hold 90,000 people, but you've got 50 million people wanting to watch the game. And I know DSTV's got a great offering on the World Cup, and so we're seeing a great take-up. And it's not in the traditional, let's call it traditional higher income groups are taking it up.
Right.
It's across the board. People are going to DSTV. They're looking for good content and good picture quality.
And would you say this growth that you're seeing now on that side of the business, have you ever seen anything like it?
No. You know, just as you think it's reached its peak, so it grows the next year. And I honestly believe it will continue to grow for the next 5 to 6 years.
So you guys are sitting on a nice platform, because number one, you've got this side of the business going, and you're also telling me the other side of the Ellies business is also firing on all cylinders, which is a surprise, because the message that we've been getting from most of the small companies that we deal with is that demand simply isn't as strong as they would want it to be. But you're different.
Demand isn't as where it used to be, but we have diversified in our product ranges as well. We started at appliances, where Ellies is now doing kettles, toasters, irons, etc. So they add on businesses.
Okay.
But in these times, we tend to be aggressive in that our sales teams fight harder than they normally do. Everyone gets a little bit more of a spark going. So we push and sow the seeds for the future. And I believe that the future growth is not too far away when it comes to retail booming again.
But investors don't seem to be impressed, because I was just looking at the numbers before I came in here. You guys listed at R2 a share in 1997. A year ago, you were around 84 cents a share. Okay, so you've doubled to 194, close to where you listed in 1997. Now that's more than a decade ago.
We're surprised. I think it's... we believe we're unbelievable value for money. We haven't let down on any of our results. We're a solid team. We're a 31-year-old company. We're going places. We're aggressive, eager. We're not tired. And we believe we're very undervalued, and we'd really like to see the share price showing it and reflecting the hard work.